Welcome. And people are just coming in, just joining us now. And what we like to do is open up with a few special songs. We have an unbelievable night planned for you. You won't want to miss it. So, in fact, you may even want to send a message, call friends, tell them to come and join us. And we're going to open up right now with some special Simchat Torah songs with our very own cantor, Marshall Capel. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
So everybody knows our first song, Sisu v'simchu b'simchat Torah. Let us rejoice, let us be glad on Simchat Torah for the joy of the Torah. Tonight's the night that we complete and we continue the cycle of reading the Torah. So let's do it. Sisu v'simchu. And by the way, if you happen to have a Torah, if you happen to have a flag, if you happen to have anything Jewish, even if you have a Jewish kid, please feel free to dance with them as we begin Sisu v'simchu.
Here we go. Sisu v'simchu b'simchat Torah utnu kabol Torah. 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 Ki mitzion titze Torah Adonai miYerushalayim. Ki mitzion titze Torah Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo, Torah le'amo Yisrael. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael. Bikdushato ki mitzion titze Torah Adonai miYerushalayim. Ki mitzion titze Torah Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael bikdushato. Ve'ha'ernenu b'toratecha v'tabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha ve'yachel levabeinu ve'yahava u'yera et shemecha ve'lo nebosh ve'lo nikalem ve'lo nebosh le'olam ha'ed. ve'ha'ernenu b'toratecha v'tabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha ve'yachel levabeinu le'yahava u'yera et shemecha ve'lo nebosh le'olam ha'ed. ve'lo nebosh le'olam ha'ed. ve'ha'ernenu b'toratecha ודבק נקראנו במצוותיך. שישו את ירושלים גילו בה, גילו בה כל אוהביה, כל אוהביה. שישו את ירושלים גילו בה, גילו בה כל אוהביה. חומותייך עיר דוד יבקרני שומרים כל היום וכל הלילה. חומותייך עיר דוד יבקרני שומרים כל היום וכל הלילה, כל הלילה. שישו את ירושלים גילו בה, גילו בה כל אוהביה, אוהביה. שישו את ירושלים גילו בה, גילו בה כל אוהביה. חומותייך עיר דוד יבקרני שומרים כל היום וכל הלילה. חומותייך עיר דוד יבקרני שומרים כל היום וכל הלילה, כל הלילה.
Let's keep going. Yivarechecha.
Oh, let's keep going. All right.
Just getting started here.
That's what I like to hear. יברכך עיני מציון, אורבת בירושלים. יברכך עיני מציון, כל ימי ימי חייך. אורבנים לבניך, שלום ישראל. אורבנים לבניך, שלום ישראל. יברכך אדוני מציון, אורבת בירושלים. יברכך אדוני מציון, כל ימי ימי חייך. אורבנים לבניך, שלום ישראל. אורבנים לבניך, שלום ישראל. אורבנים לבניך, שלום ישראל. אורבנים לבניך, שלום ישראל. עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל
Everybody
חי.
dancing.
עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל חי. עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו חי. עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו חי. עוד אבינו חי, עוד אבינו חי. עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו, עוד אבינו חי. עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל, עם ישראל, עם ישראל חי. Come on, Chassids, I see you. Am Yisrael Chai. Come on, Romans. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Od Avinu, come on, Mickey. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Oh, say shalom. Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael Ve'yimru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael.
Wonderful. Wow, that was great.
Woo!
I don't know about you, but that was fantastic. So now we're going to turn from some songs. The reason we're singing, of course, is because this is the night when we celebrate our reading of the Torah, completion of the Torah. But we never really complete it because we're always reading from the Torah. And so now I invite Talia to please, let's see what it looks like under normal circumstances. Let's go to last year. We're going to show you the video right now, Talia, of last year's Simchat Torah. And you may recall, we opened up the entire Torah scroll. That's B'nai Tzedek, in case you forgot what it looks like, by the way. Those are congregants, in case you forgot what they look like. And that's the Torah, in case you forget what that looks like. So now we're going to go to the very end of the book of Deuteronomy. Cantor Capel, the ending verses, and then we'll hear the beginning verses as well.
All right, we're starting from verse 9.
In the book of Deuteronomy, the last chapter of the book of Deuteronomy. B'vakasha.
ביהושע בן נון מלא רוח חוכמה כי שמח משה את ידיו עליו וישמעו אליו בני ישראל ויעשו כאשר ציווה אדוני את משה ולא קם נביא עוד בישראל כמשה אשר ידעו אדוני פנים אל פנים לכל האותות והמופתים אשר שלחו אדוני לעשות בארץ מצרים לפרעה ולכל עבדיו ולכל ארצו ולכל היד החזקה ולכל המורה הגדול אשר עשה משה לעיני כל ישראל.
And as we go now from the end of the book of Deuteronomy, Kol Yisrael, Tanya wanted me to be sure to point out that it ends with the word Yisrael. But actually the last letter there, you may notice, is the letter Lamed, and the first letter of the Torah is the letter Bet. Lamed Bet spells the word Lev, heart. And the Torah is the heart and soul of the Jewish people. And so we never finish it. We just finished reading the whole Torah, Deuteronomy. And now what are we going to do? We're going to go back to the very beginning. Rabbi Tal, if you'll open up and we hear from Sefer Breshit, Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. How does it begin?
Here we go. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'haaretz hayeta tohu vavohu ve'choshech al pnei tehom ve'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vayehi or Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov, vayavdel Elohim ben ha'or uven ha'choshech, vayikra Elohim la'or yom, v'la'choshech kara layla, va'erev vayhivoker yom echad.
And so there we have the first day, the description, and you see the whole Torah is being rolled up right there in front of you. So even though we can't be in shul, even though we can't be at B'nai Tzedek, nevertheless, we still are reading the Torah from the beginning, or actually from the end to the very beginning, and we start all over again. So this coming week, we'll be hearing the book of Breshit, the book of Genesis. But let's go now to Torah, Torah. As Kazan, we invite you to lead everyone. You all know this song, very, very easy. Please join in.
Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Mora shake hilad Yaakov, Mora shake hilad Yaakov, Mora shake hilad Yaakov. Torah tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Come on, Gary. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe.
Oh, wait, there's more. Talia, take it away. Live from Potomac, Maryland, it's Simchat Torah Night Live. Starring Stuart Weinblatt and Heather Glick. along with Jane Greenblatt. Ronnie Ticker. Marshall Capel. And Neil Tao. And introducing Taya Garber and Scott Hatz.
And it's a big Shavua Tov live from Potomac, Maryland. It's Simchat Torah Night Live. And welcome to a weekend update direct from B'nai Tzedek Studios. I'm Neil.
And I'm Talia. Wait a minute. Here we go. And we are very excited to be bringing the stories and the characters and the people of the Torah, bringing them to life for your enjoyment.
Bringing the Torah people to life, how would we do that? For that, we'd like to thank Sean Ferguson and family, who generously donated this time machine. See that? In honor of the third bar mitzvah celebration of their beloved grandfather, Shep Nachas. Let's find out who'll be joining us on Simchat Torah Night Live.
Well, first we have Moses. Oh, you see that? Nope. Why don't we take off the virtual backgrounds then? Sorry about this. All right, here we go. Moses, he claims to have written the longest and best-selling book of all times. Here you can see him at the first ever book signing.
Then we have Abraham and Sarah, widely regarded as running the first Airbnb in human history in their tent, open on all four sides to guests. If you'd like to rent their tent, just go to the website as seen in the picture.
And then, if you happen to be on a morning stroll in the brisk weather today, walking down, you may have seen something strange floating in the Nile. So we'll have more updates about that story, but there is something a little strange about what they left in that river.
That's right, Talia. And finally, we have the Pharaoh of Egypt. The Pharaoh of Egypt, the villain of the above-mentioned best-selling book of all time, here tonight to claim that he is misunderstood and the victim of a social media smear campaign, here tonight for a chance at redemption.
So in this first one-of-a-kind interview, we are very proud that our very own correspondent, Neil, has gone and obtained this amazing once-off interview with who else but Moses. So Neil, show us what you have.
Wow, what an amazing opportunity to interview Moses himself. Now, do you prefer to go by Moses or Moshe?
You know what? My friends call me Mo, but you can call me Moses or Moshe. Either way is fine.
All right, I think we'll go with Moses tonight. Moses, I'd like to take you back to a time a long time ago when you first heard the voice of God at the burning bush. What was your reaction in that moment?
Well, first of all, I went and I checked to see one of the sheep was talking, and I realized it wasn't one of them. So then all of a sudden I hear this voice coming out of this bush, and it's burning, but it's not burning. So I realized there's something a little bit unusual going on.
And then, after everything you'd been through, you found yourself back in Egypt again. How did that happen?
Well, you know what? I was trying to have a very low profile, and then all of a sudden, the bush, the one that was talking to me that you were talking about, tells me I've got to go back to Egypt in order to save my people, to save the Hebrews, because they're all slaves at that point.
Yeah, and when you did save the people and you went through the water and it closed down on the army, what happened next? What was the next thing that happened?
You won't believe this. You would think at that point people would be appreciative, right? You would think at that point they'd say, thanks, God. No, what do? They start fetching. They fetch. I don't know if you know what that word means. It's a Yiddish word. It hasn't even been invented yet. But they fetch. They're complaining there's not enough food. There's not enough water. They don't like the food. The food is not good and the portions are too small. It's terrible.
Gewalt. That's another Hebrew word that
Yeah.
should, a Yiddish word that should be invented at some
I
point.
think that'll be a good word. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. But it didn't end there. I heard about something happened at Sinai. There was a gold, there was a statue, something happened. Can you run us through what happened?
Again, you would think they would be appreciative. But no, not this people, not these guys. I'm up on the mountain. I tell them I'll be back, in about 40 days or so. And when I come down, what do I see? But I have built this humongous golden calf. And not only that, then they say, this is the God that brought us out of Egypt. After all I did, after all God did for them, it was really, so I took the tablets I had in my hand. I tried to get them quiet. They weren't quiet. Finally, I threw it down. And all of a sudden, they wake up and they say, uh-oh, look who's here. Like I wasn't coming back or something,
Crazy. Another one of those Gewalt moments.
Yes, totally.
Now we're here after 40 years of wandering. You
Yes.
finished writing the Torah. It's a bestseller, but God says you can't go over into the promised land. What are you feeling right now?
At that point, I was a little disappointed. And again, it wasn't just because of me. It was because of these hilarious people that I was leading around that kept complaining and fetching all the time. So God says to me that I can't, just because I struck a legal rock, that I can't go into it. But you know what? I understand, and I got to see it at least. So that was nice. That was a nice nechemta, nice consolation.
Well, on behalf of Simchat's Torah Night Live Studios, we'd like to let you know that El Al Airlines has provided you and your family tickets to fly directly to Tel Aviv and to see the Promised Land for yourself.
Oh my, that is phenomenal. Thank you. I look forward to the time that, we'll all be able to fly again. Right now, I understand nobody's flying. So when that happens, I'll look forward to going.
We'll get there. Thank you so much, Moses, for your time with us tonight. And now we're going to turn it over to Abraham and Sarah.
Reshit chapter 18, verses 1 to 5. Abraham, quick, come here. We have guests.
Oi, I'm not doing anything quick these days. Remember, I'm recuperating from my God-commanded procedure. And it's the third day. Oi.
How could I forget, dear? With the complaining day and night. I'll get the water for them to wash their feet. When you're done greeting our guests, I'll make them comfortable under the tree.
Oh, that's good. My esteemed guest, I'm so happy you are here, and that my lovely wife Sarah, and I can welcome you to our humble B&B, and that stands for bread and bagels. Sit back, relax, take your sandals off. I'll be back with some food.
Scene 2, verses 6 to 8.
Oh, Sarah, where are you? It's time to make our guests some food.
I've been taking care of you this whole time. Can't you take care of them? You asked them, after all.
Oh, that's true. And believe me, I appreciate it. You know, you're the one who taught me the value of Hachnasat Orchim, Jewish hospitality. And I know you are tired from taking care of me, but it's time to take care of our guests. We can figure this out together. Divide and conquer.
Okay, you get the lamb, the fleshech. I'll get the curds and cake, the milchik. I do have a question, though. How long do we have to wait in between?
Don't worry. We don't have that commandment yet. And even when we do, there will be disagreements about how long we have to wait.
Scene 3, verses 9 to 15.
Sarah, Sarah, where are you? You won't believe it. You know how long we have been trying to have a baby? I was just told that from 1 year from now, we will have a baby.
I think I heard something about that. I really didn't believe it and I was frightened. I may have and I may not have laughed and said something like, I am too old and withered. And I may or may not have said that my husband is kind of old too.
Well, it's true, but Sarah, God can do anything.
I don't need any more proof. If God could get you to do that procedure to yourself at age 90, God can do anything.
Oh, so true.
Thank you, Abraham and Sarah. So now we have rare footage, just bringing you a shocking update about what we started to speak of at the beginning when we saw something very strange floating in the Nile. So we have found rare footage of Miriam and Pharaoh's daughter. We spotted them right by the Nile. So let's see what happened.
I'm hiding behind a tree because my mother told me to put my baby brother in a basket and put him in the river so he's safe. I hope someone good finds him. I hear something. Let's see who it is.
What is that in the River Nile? Is it a crocodile? Let me see. It's a baby. It's a beautiful baby. Has anyone lost a baby? Anybody? No? He's mine. I'm going to keep him and raise him in the palace as a prince. And I'm going to call him Moses because I took him out of the water.
You may have recognized the Nile is a little closer to Bnei Tzedek than what we once thought, but definitely real footage there. Neil?
And now, they once were enemies, and now they're on Zoom together. It's Moses and Pharaoh.
It is I, Moses. I have come to see you, O great Pharaoh.
Hi, Moses. What brings you to the Pharaoh's palace office today?
It's quite an office you have, quite a palace you have, very modern. I have come for one simple little request. After all, we've always gotten along relatively well most years, if I'm not mistaken.
For the most part, Moses, except there was the time you killed one of my men.
Well, let's not dwell on the past. Let's let bygones be bygones. But I'll tell you why I'm here, Pharaoh. I'm here because I have a little favor of you. You know all those Hebrew slaves out there?
Yes, my people.
Well, actually, they're not really your people. They're kind of a little more my people. But let's not quibble over that. Anyway, I'd like you to let them go.
Let them go?
I think the time has come.
We need them here in order to help build this beautiful palace, grounds, kingdom for me.
I get it. I get it. I know. Look, I know. They've built for you a bunch of pyramids and all kinds of wonderful things, but the time has come for them to stop. After all, it's free labor for you, but they are all slaves.
Free labor?
Yeah.
We provide them with housing and food and education and good health care. It's like they're in a great socialist community.
Well, I realize that, Pharaoh, but you know what? There's one thing that you didn't give them. You don't give them any freedom. And they want to be able to be free. After all, they might have all this other stuff, but they can't worship their God the way they want to. They got to worship you. They can't take off on Shabbat. They can't take off for any time. It's always work. And I think we're just tired of it. In fact, I want you to know, Adonai, the Lord God, he's tired of it. He's the one who sent me, and he said to me that I should go and tell you, let my people go.
No, I will not let them go.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to have to bring a few little signs to prove to you that I am really serious about this. You know that Nile River that you always like to go in the morning and you bathe every day? Guess what? Tomorrow, don't plan on taking a bath there. It's going to be all blood.
I don't believe you, Moses.
Oh, really? Well, wait till you see what happens tomorrow. Remember, I took my staff. I ate the steak of your staff, of your group. Look, there it is right now. See, it's all blood. Now will you let us go?
Oh, well, let me think about it, Moses. Come back tomorrow.
Not bad, not bad. All right. Here I am back. New? Did you make up your mind yet? Can we go now? Can we go?
I thought about it.
And?
I thought you made a great point.
Thank you.
That fake blood. But I decided no, not to let you go.
Well, okay, so wait a minute. You don't like that? I tell you what. You know, all those animals, those frogs that were in the river, guess what? They're coming out all over the place. In fact, there are going to be frogs here, frogs there. Frogs will be jumping everywhere. Let's see how you like that.
Moses, again, something I have to think about. Although frog legs are a delicacy, but let's think about it. Come back tomorrow.
All right, I'll come back tomorrow. Hello, Pharaoh, baby. Have you made up your mind?
What are you doing here today?
I thought you were going to let us go.
I thought about it.
And
I decided not to.
All right, that's it. You know what? Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to just cut to the chase. You're going to have another bunch of other plagues. By the way, you know, I noticed you have a lot of light there in your palace. Guess what? It's going to be dark. You know, like that? And then I'm going to send all kinds of other plagues. In fact, I'm going to do 10 of them. And eventually, you're going to have to let us go anyway. So, Pharaoh, that's it. I've had it. I'm done with you. We are leaving. And all the Israelites, Shalach et ami, come with me, and we're going out to be able to worship God. We will become free, and we will receive the Torah and the 10 Commandments. And then we'll see what happens. You'll be caught between a rock and a hard place. Goodbye, Pharaoh. Good riddance.
Nothing will be as nice as living here at our palace.
You know what? I think we'll get used to it. It might take us 40 years. We might wander for a while, but at least we will be free. And remember that. Thank you, Pharaoh.
Out of my sight.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And now, signing off from B'nai Tzedek Studios, this has been Neil
And Talia from Weekend Update.
Thank you, Neil and Talia, and to all of our special guests who are with us tonight. So, by the way, we have a moment. If anybody has any questions from the audience that they'd like to ask, we invite you to put in the chat room. If you have a question for either Moses or Abraham or Sarah, please feel free to put a question in the chat room. We'll see if they'll be able to answer it. But in the meantime, let's go back, since it is Simchat Torah, since it is a time of joy and rejoicing with the Torah. Let's go back to Cantor Capel, and we're going to have a chance to just wrap up tonight with a few more songs for the holiday. And there you see Abraham and his tent. Again, if you have a question for Abraham, for Sarah, for, for Batya, for Pharaoh's daughter, or for Moses, please feel free to put it in the chat room. Let's join together now in Mipiel. Get your Torahs, get your flags, and if you have any favorite Jewish objects, take them as well. Mipiel.
Ein Nadik Adonai, Ein Baruch Ben Amram, Ein Gevirak HaTorah, Ein Dorashecha Yisrael, Mipiel, Yevorak Yisrael, Mipiel, Yevorak Yisrael. Ein Nadik Adonai, Ein Baruch Ben Amram, Ein Gedolak HaTorah, Ein Lomadeka Yisrael, Mipiel, Yevorak Yisrael, Mipiel, Yevorak Yisrael. Ein Ador Kadonai, Ein Vatik Ben Amram, Ein Zekayat HaTorah, Ein Chochamek Yisrael, Mipiel, Yevorak Yisrael, Mipiel, Yevorak Yisrael. Ein Tahor Kadonai, Ein Yashar Ben Amram, אין כיבודה כתורה, אין לומדיה כישראל, מפי אל יבורך ישראל, מפי אל יבורך ישראל. אין מלך אדוני ואין נביא כבן עמרם, אין שמחה כתורה, אין עוזרה כישראל, מפי אל יבורך ישראל, מפי אל יבורך ישראל.
And what would Simchat Torah be without singing, without dancing? Let's all, if you have a partner, Hava Nagila, and if you don't have a partner, feel free to dance by yourself.
Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila ונשמחה. Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila, Hava Nagila ונשמחה. Hava נרננה, Hava נרננה, Hava נרננה ונשמחה. Hava נרננה, Hava נרננה, Hava נרננה ונשמחה. אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח. נגילה הבה, נגילה הבה, נגילה ונשמחה. הבה, נגילה הבה, נגילה הבה, נגילה ונשמחה. Hava nirnina, Hava nirnina, Hava nirnina ונשמחה. Hava nirnina, Hava nirnina, Hava nirnina ונשמחה. אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח, אחים ונשמח. Keep going, here we go. מים. ושבתם מים בששון ממענה הישועה, ושבתם מים בששון ממענה הישועה. מים הם מים בששון, מים הם מים בששון. היי מים בששון, מים בששון. שבתם מים בששון ממענה הישועה, שבתם מים בששון ממענה הישועה. מים הם מים בששון, מים הם מים בששון. היי מים בששון, מים בששון. Keep going, Zemerati. Here we go. Here we go. God be meshumari da dai tovu ohaleha ki machol hiftzia. Tovu ohaleha od nashuva negunati. Na na dai 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 dai. Tovu ohaleha ki machol hiftzia. Tovu ohaleha Ona shuva enegunati. ואלה הידיים או לא עליתי כבר או לא מצים מים באמצע המדבר או לא ציילתי פרח או לא גילקתי איך תובי אותי הדרך אולי הולך או לא אהבתי די הרוח והשמש על פניי לא אהבתי די, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, ואל היעדים או לא בניתי כבר, או לא מציע מים באמצע המדבר, או לא ציילתי פרח, או לא גילקתי לך, תובי אותי הדרך, אולי אני הולך, איי 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 איי, או לא אהבתי די, הרוח והשמש על פניי לא אהבתי די ואם לא עכשיו ומתי עושה שלום במרומה הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן יעשה שלום שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל יעשה שלום שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Wow, that was fantastic. Yesher koach to everyone. Thank you, Cancer. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for a very, very special Simchat Torah. And as I mentioned, on Simchat Torah is when we complete the cycle of the reading of the Torah and we celebrate it. So let's never forget how important the Torah is to us, how we dance with the Torah and we sing with it, because it gives us life. And that's why we call it Etz Chaim. It is a tree of life. Let's join together in singing. Etz Chaim hi. It is a tree of life to all who hold on to it and all who treasure it. Find its ways are ways of pleasantness and paths of peace. Etz Chaim hi. Everyone we want to do.
Shalom, 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 shalom. Etz Chaim hi למחזיקי בה בתומך, מאושר עץ חיים hi למחזיקי בה בתומך, מאושר. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Yeah. Come on! Shalom, 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 shalom. Dance with the Torah, sing out a song. Dance with the Torah, sing all day long. Torah, Torah Sheli. Torah, Torah Sheli. Dance with the Torah, here we go. Dance with the Torah, sing out a song. Dance with the Torah, sing all day long. Torah, Torah Sheli. Torah, Torah Sheli.
Torah to remember. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. I tell you what we're going to do is one last treat. We're going to show the Saturday Night Live, the Simchat Torah Night Live, one last time. Because, a lot of work went into it. That's why. And it's fun. So, Talia, if you could roll that one more time.
Sure. Roll the clip.
Live from Potomac, Maryland, it's Simchat Torah Night Live. Starring Stuart Weinblatt and Heather Glick, along with Jane Greenblatt. Ronnie Ticker. Marshall Capel. And Neil Tao. And introducing Taya Garber and Scott Hatz. Chag Sameach to everyone. We got to happy Simchas Torah. We look forward to celebrating many, many more times together. Thank you, Tanya, for what's such a wonderful job. And everybody, feel free to unmute yourselves, and we can all say Chag Sameach. Thank you.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach from you, Steph.
What a great program for Simchat Torah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Nice job, everyone. Great job. Chag Sameach.
Masterful production. Terrific.
Great pick. Great pick, baby.
Okay. Oh, don't forget, I meant to mention tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. special Simchat Torah celebration for all our religious school kids. So don't miss that. If you like tonight, you'll love tomorrow. Lila Tov.
Lila Tov.
Bye.
Enjoy being with you.
Lila Tov.